Hello guys, welcome back to our channel.
And welcome to the very first video of 2024. We are going to start this video the proper way, the best way, with a wee dram. We're going to do things a little bit different this week, and just kind of have a chat about the year that we've just had. But first we must wish you all a very happy new year, and we hope the next year is going to be really good for you guys, and yeah, it's going to be interesting for us as well. So Slanjava,
thank you for joining us, and thank you for an incredible year.
Yeah, and let's see if this is an incredible whiskey. I'm sure it will be. The reason we wanted to make this video, even though it's a little bit different to our usual, is 2023 for us has been an incredible year. We have done so much. We have visited, I think, 14 different countries just in this year. We've been as far north as Shetland, and we've been as far south as Croatia, and we've been many places in between. We have embraced full-time van life like we'd never done before. And I think we've kind of found ourselves on YouTube as well. Like, we've found our own style, and it's just been an incredible year. I think we've welcomed over 1,000 new subscribers on the channel. So if you are new here, welcome. Yeah, welcome, and thanks for joining us. Maybe next year we'll gain another 2,000. That's the goal. 2,000. That's the goal. Is that a reasonable goal?
I think so. I think that's not bad.
But yeah, we thought it'd be good for this week. Just let's have an overview of 2023 and talk to you guys about maybe our highlights, our struggles, maybe, and our plans for 2024. I'm not even sure we've even discussed that. I'm not sure we even know yet.
I'm not even sure. Yeah.
We'll
find out.
We'll work it out. But yeah, thanks for joining us.
As you can probably see, we're not sitting currently in our van.
That's because the van's broken.
The van is broken.
We're actually at my sister's house in Northern Ireland. Enjoying house life.
Very much.
Hashtag house life.
Yeah, I'm trying not to get used to it, to be honest. But yeah, we spent the last week enjoying the country. We visited a lot of beautiful places. I've always wanted to go to Giant's Causeway, which we did just the other day.
With my sister's crazy dog.
Yes, she loved it. It was really nice. When you visit a place and you're really scared, it's underwhelming. That wasn't that. I loved it. Yeah. We explored Belfast a few times.
Just to do some last minute Christmas shopping.
Yeah.
Went to St George's Market, which was beautiful.
And we even made it to Dublin, which was so much fun.
I had to go and have a proper pint of Guinness.
Yes.
In Dublin, in the Guinness factory.
Yeah.
And a whole bunch of pubs as well.
Absolutely. So that's pretty much what we've been doing for the past year.
For the past year. So the past week, guys. For the past week. Don't listen to her. We've obviously been a little quiet on the YouTube. Maybe the last 3 weeks we haven't posted. It's for a bunch of reasons. Some of which are we couldn't be bothered. Others we've just been busy. But probably the most important reason is the van is broken. I won't go into too much detail, but essentially there's some really bad rust on the van. The brakes don't work on the back wheels. 2 front tyres need replaced. The reversing light doesn't work. Most importantly, the van struggles to start, and I got stranded back in Ardnamurchan just over a week ago, and I thought we were not going to be able to get the van home to my parents. We did. But that's all for another video, because we are actually going to focus for now on 2023. So we should probably start. What's highlights? Highlights,
yeah, exactly. So what would you say was your highlight of 2023?
You put me on the spot. I was going to ask you that. My highlights. I just think we really embraced full-time travel, and full-time van life, like we hadn't done before. But probably my number one highlight has to be moving to the Ardnamurchan. Like, if I had one number one highlight is moving there, is being welcomed by a really nice community and feeling so at home very quickly. And we found the most beautiful spot to park our van. and that summer of just swimming in the sea, doing lots of fishing, you know, just feeling closer and closer to the place we live, and then the sunsets.
The biggest highlight for me would have been just traveling in Slovenia and meeting my best friend's family. Just being there, we were supposed to be there for only 3 days, but we ended up staying in the country for 3 weeks, and people that we haven't met before became just so close to us, showing us the country and doing all the different things that local people would do. It was amazing. And just the hospitality, the kindness.
Yeah, and that wasn't just her family who were nice.
No.
Just we met quite a few people, random people in Slovenia. They just were the most warm, welcoming people you would find, you know. Just yeah. To be fair, I'm saying Ardnamurchan, but Slovenia is definitely up there for me as well, 100%.
So what is your second highlight?
Second highlight. Well, but if we were to go way back to the start of the year, we can't forget Scotland. Right, we travelled around most of Scotland. We travelled up to Shetland, which was insane. We went to the Scalloway Fire Festival. Rox finally got to see Shetland ponies in Shetland. They're cuter in Shetland. And then we done the North Coast 500. Now, North Coast 500, obviously it's super kind of touristy. Like it's like if you visit Scotland, you're going to do a road trip, then you should do the North Coast 500. It's that for a reason. You should come to Scotland and you should do the North Coast 500 because it is insane. I absolutely love it. And if you're going to do it, I would do what we done. Do it off season. We done it. What time of year was that?
January.
Yeah, so January, right at the start of the year. Do it then because not only is it probably more beautiful, I would say, because you still have the turquoisey waters that you get in the sea, and then the mountains have snow on them, and you get battered by storms. It was just the most incredible journey looking at those nice waterfalls and cliffs and beaches. I mean, you name it, the North Coast 500 has it, and yes, it's kind of cliche, but it is amazing. We were also joined by our good friend Martisha when we were on the North Coast 500, and we done, you maybe remember it for those who were with the channel way back, we done a video with all three of us in the van, which was...
That was so nice.
It was so nice. We thought it'd be like a challenge, but it's really not a challenge.
It wasn't.
It was so chill, so easy going. So that's probably my runner-up highlight for sure. Just visiting Scotland.
We should also remember this was the first time we've actually met properly on the road people who does full-time van life. So at the time we didn't know anyone who's done something as crazy as us. You know, leaving your full-time job, pursuing full-time travels, and this is when we met Phil and Karen, the guys from Hakuna Mapumba, who we're still in contact with. But that was a really good reminder at the start that this is what we're doing is the right thing.
What's your thoughts? What's your kind of runner-up?
Well, obviously Scotland is a very, very beautiful country. It's 100% on top of my list, but I've always wanted to visit Switzerland. No idea why. I think I'm just really attracted to those huge mountains, which is the reason why I live in Scotland. But Switzerland was just another level. To know that we parked on places higher than like any mountain in Britain, you know, higher than Nevis in Scotland. That was really, really cool.
And I think as well, like when we're just driving on the motorway, right, and on your right and on your left, there's just the most insanely huge mountains, and it's just normal. It's just their mountains, and I don't think you can quite put into words how just impressive the mountains are. And it was easy for van life.
You know, in our travels, we never used the campsite apart one time in Croatia. But yes, Switzerland was extremely friendly. We stayed in a place a bit longer than usual. We never stayed more than one night in one place. But we did because we felt so comfortable and everybody was really friendly, so yeah. Question number 2.
Who's asking these questions, guys?
I'm asking the questions, okay? And you should answer the questions yourselves as well. I think that'd be really nice.
Good
and you can let us know in the comments. So, what would you say that you're proud of or grateful for this year?
I think many things, to be honest. Grateful. Well, I am grateful to our van, Tyrion, thank you, for allowing us to do that epic road trip through Europe. Yeah, so I'm very grateful for that little bit of luck, because you know, when you do these big road trips, you kind of equate for things to go wrong, and nothing really did. That was really, really good. What was the other thing? Grateful and
proud of.
Proud.
What are you proud of for this year?
Oh, that's a tough one. Well, why don't you tell us what you're grateful for, and I'll think. I'll have a think.
Okay, I feel like we've got a really good support system. I would say, like even when you travel, anywhere you go, a lot of the times you can be quite vulnerable, and you may rely on help from other people. I feel like this year was really great for that. Like living in Dänemark, I feel like we created a really nice, like quite unexpectedly, I would say.
Yeah.
Just people that we could rely on, and hopefully people could rely on us as well.
That's a really good point. Yeah, where we're never stuck for help. We're able to get a hand where we need it. That's a very, very good point.
Yeah.
I'm still thinking of the.
I'm proud of.
Proud.
Well,
I'm from the west coast of Scotland.
We don't talk about emotions.
We don't talk about being proud.
You're proud to be Scottish.
Proud to be Scottish, yes.
Well, I have a whole list of things to be proud of.
You do have a whole list. You finished my jumper for Christmas.
Yes.
That's your number one proud thing.
Absolutely. I finished Callum's jumper for this Christmas. I am proud of as a person who struggles with a lot of anxiety, I've done so many things this year that I probably wouldn't normally do, that I would struggle with last year potentially.
100%.
I got on a 12-hour boat to Shetland. I am a lot more confident driver. Yeah, I've done things that
you wouldn't have thought 2 years ago.
Yeah, I would have done them. Yeah.
And I'm proud of you. Can that be my get out of jail? I am proud of rocks and all that you have achieved.
Thanks.
Look, she's getting so cringy about it. It's like, I want to hear it, but I don't want to hear it.
No, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
To be fair, what I could say I am proud of, from my own point of view, is keeping the heat. That's what I would say.
Yes,
if anyone doesn't know what that means, keeping the heat is just staying calm. Because when things do go wrong, which they sometimes do, at any stage I was quite able just to go, you know what, we can deal with it, mishaps. So there is things to be proud of, 100%.
Yeah.
What would you say was your most challenging thing for 2023? It could be Vanlife related, it could be just life related.
I think the biggest challenge for me was definitely more mentally. When we were traveling beginning of this year, there were so many new things. There were so many different distractions. And actually, the moment we moved to Dänemark, when I didn't have so many distractions, I was faced with lots of things that I just ignored for a really long time. So I really had to question my own beliefs and the way I thought about my approach to work or like approach to myself. So this year it was definitely the biggest challenge of how I view myself. I was definitely a lot less confident beginning of this year. Not having a job, a full-time job, took a really big part of myself. Like I felt like I was completely unworthy for not following that socially acceptable way of living. So that was probably quite challenging. Now, after a year, I feel a lot more confident, and the way we live definitely feel like the right way. So it's almost like when you're a person who listens to so many people and you know that maybe what you're doing other people don't approve, feels quite hard to do what you feel is right.
But there is people out there that will be like, why don't you have a full-time job? Why are you not chasing that career, etc. But think about all the people out there watching our videos going, well done, Rox. You know, I want to do exactly what you're doing. And you've always got to bear that in mind. There's always going to be people that are not going to like it. But I think there's so many more folk feeling inspired by, you know, you live in a van, so you don't need a full-time income.
No.
You have the freedom to work on the YouTube video, which I think is a job, to do all your bits and bobs. And to work on yourself. So you don't need a full-time job.
I mean, if we have that privilege for me to take the time to focus on myself, then I should use it, you know?
Yeah, I have a full-time job because I like my job. Like, I go to work and I'm like, happy days, I get to sell this stuff. People get to come in and I pour them a dram and they're happy. And that's a really big important thing about choosing this lifestyle, I think, and part of the reason why 2023 was such a success. Yeah. In many, many ways.
Yes. What would you say was a challenge for yourself?
It's similar for you. You're talking about the kind of the path, the kind of standard path you're meant to go, and that's to get a career, do your job, which I want. You know, to progress in my career. But then with that, you lose that freedom that we've had the last year, you know. So one of the advantages to doing the job we're doing at the moment is that, you know, you go to work, you work from, you know, 10:15 till 5:30. You know, and when you live in the north of Scotland, it's light when you finish work in the summer, and you come out, you leave it, and you enjoy your life and enjoy living in the van. But there's always a little pull for me to go, just get a better job, get that better job, do this and do that, you know. So for me, probably the biggest struggle is to balance enjoying the freedom, but also wanting that kind of career.
So just to wrap this up, I think we should talk about our goals for 2024. Is there anything you'd like to achieve? Anything you'd like to do?
You're talking about like New Year's resolutions. I want to go to the gym.
I'm gonna go start running.
That's it. I would go to the gym if there was one in the art of working, but there isn't, so...
Oh well.
If 2024 goes half as well as 2023, I think it'll be successful.
I think so.
Obviously, we'd like to do more travelling. I don't think, however, we'll do as many countries as we did last year, but we are planning to go to Spain in the next month, maybe, or in the end of this month. We want to head to Spain, and I think that'll be really interesting, purely to see how we get on with another kind of big road trip, but as experienced van lifers. You know, we've done our trip last year. We're coming up to like 2 years living in the van. We kind of know what we're doing now, I think.
Yeah, I would say
so. It'll be interesting to, you know, go to Spain. We've heard so many good things about it.
We were planning originally to drive all the way to Morocco. We just didn't save up as much money, so the reality is just, you know, we just don't have as much money to go travel as we did beginning of this year. But you know, you just go with the flow. It's okay. It's fine.
Yeah, we're only 28. There's plenty of time to drive to Morocco.
Exactly.
But we'll go almost there. We'll go to Spain.
Yeah.
Do you have any goals?
Well,
any hopes?
Yes. Well, I would love to knit a lot more, and I actually have an idea of something I could do for this year, something for myself. But yeah, definitely a lot more knitting. I just started knitting this vest over here, so
looks so nice.
Yeah, I'm just having lots of fun. I don't necessarily have any specific goals, but just keep getting out of my comfort zone, travel, make more connections, be more creative, spend more time outdoors, and hopefully just sort of find a path for myself of what I would like to do.
And obviously, we do have goals regarding YouTube, because I think this year has been quite good for us. We're not expecting massive things from YouTube. We're doing it for ourselves. We're doing it because we know there's a few folk out there who quite like watching our videos, and that kind of spurs us on to keep making videos. But I think a simple goal, a good goal for us, is just to continue doing weekly videos, if not 2 weekly videos, and not put too much pressure on ourselves. Just keep hashing them out, make really good videos, and hopefully hopefully more people will like them and more people will come and join us in this little YouTube community, which is so nice, and so many of you guys have been just taking so much time to put in a lot of thought into writing those beautiful comments, which we very much appreciate, and we like to read those weekly comments every time they pop up. It's so nice, and we're so glad that you guys are getting something from our videos. And in terms of what we're going to be doing in 2024, we will be back in the Arnhem. We've got about 3 months, potentially, if we can afford to stay off for 3 months, travel in that time, and then we hope to go back to the Arnhem. And anything else you would like to say, Mrs.?
Happy New Year.
I mean, let's give us a wee top up before we can't cheers with half a dram.
Absolutely. So, Happy New Year to you guys. If you're struggling, you're not alone. We don't know what we're doing with our lives.
Yeah, so
that's the best part.
Yeah, the last part of that video was essentially we don't know what we're doing for 2024, but we don't mind. You don't have to have a plan, you just have to have a dram. And that's a good way to finish the video, I think. So, Slange Bar rocks.
Bye, guys.
Good to you guys. Yeah.
Nice. Perfect.
You'll be able to put that together.
Yeah, I think so. Cool.
It's not recording.